Kaale or Kisti, and this is Kisti Reads. So I just started this BookTube channel, and I think the first video I want to do is the BookTuber Newbie Challenge. I thought that it would be a great intro video. You guys can kind of get to know me, see what I'm about, and kind of get used to me, see if you like me. If you have any ideas, feel free to comment below. And yeah, I started with a Bookstagram like a few months ago, and I just loved it, and I just like dove even further into reading than I was doing before, and I thought, I need to start a BookTube channel because this is way too much fun, like posting on social media, like getting to know other people, like listening to what they like, seeing what they're getting and like what they're hauling. So yeah. Anyways, that kind of dives right into the first question of like, why did I start this channel? And basically, I just love everything about reading, and I kind of wanted another creative outlet to talk about reading. I don't have a ton of friends in real life that I can talk to about reading, and I just thought this would be a great way to kind of do it. I also have just always kind of been intrigued by content creation and videos, and I love taking pictures, obviously, on Bookstagram, so I've always kind of been intrigued by the kind of content creation side, and then coupled with my book loving side, I'm just like, this is a pretty seamless reason to get on BookTube and kind of explore that side, and I'm just so excited to get this started and see what I come up with and everything like that. So the second question is, what are some fun and unique things that I can bring to BookTube? I kind of think this question is a little awkward to be honest with you, but I'll try, give it a shot. I think just mainly myself. Like, that's the most unique thing I can give to you guys, is me, my personality, my book taste, and all the kind of crazy things that you see me get up to, either just because of me or because of like my bookish tastes. I think if you like me, and then you're gonna love this channel. If you like sassy, strong, opinionated women, you're gonna love it. And if you don't, that's great too, and no worries, you'll find something on BookTube that's totally for you. So that's kind of what I think I'm going to bring to BookTube. Third question is, what am I most excited about with this new channel? And I think it's just that I get to kind of share what I love and hopefully hear what other people on BookTube love. I've been watching BookTube for, I don't know, for such a long time now, and I'm always intrigued in what people are reading and what's really popular, but also what people are kind of backlist reading. So it always kind of gives me ideas, and I get to discover new titles that I would have never thought of, but I also have some of my own titles to share and thoughts to share. I'm also excited for just like experimentation and creation and doing like all the fun things I can with kind of the video camera, and then also just like any kind of fun challenges and readathons. So I'm just so excited to get into that. The fourth question is, why do I love reading? I mean, I love learning. I'm gonna be an eternal student, but I also really love like reading and then letting your mind go on that vacation. It's definitely what they say, like reading is like its own vacation without having to pay for that like plane ticket, like really expensive cost of going somewhere really nice, where you could just like get into a book and like lose yourself in it. And I just love that aspect of it, which is mainly why I read a lot of like fantasy and things to take me away from reality, because it's a really nice way to kind of take a vacation, a brain break from everything, especially amidst what's going on right now. And I think that's just a great way to do it. So the fifth question is, what book or series got you into reading? I have been reading since I could read, so I don't think that I had like a book or series that got me into it. I think I just loved it as soon as I could read. But maybe what got me back into reading like the last year, probably just like fantasy kind of vampire-ish books, and then I just delved more and more into the fantasy, young adult fantasy kind of world, and that was really exciting. So that's kind of what got me back into reading. And then the sixth question is, what questions would I ask to my favorite booktubers? I don't really know if I'd have questions for them like specifically. I'd just love to get to know them. I have a couple booktubers like Books with Chloe and Brittany the Bibliophile and books with Lala that I really love. And I like Allie from Hardback Hoarder as well. She's cool. She's super eccentric. I love it. And I like her makeup. I think I like everyone's makeup that I mentioned in this video, actually. They're just always spot on with their videos. I don't know that I have any specific questions. Like, I think every question that I would have, they answer that with one of their YouTube videos. But I would just want to really get to know them. They just seem like really cool. And just, I think I just want to get to know them instead of just being able to ask them questions. So maybe one day. And then the 7th question is, what challenges do you think starting a BookTube channel will be the hardest to overcome? I think one of the things is going to be getting the hang of it, like getting the hang of YouTube, getting the hang of making videos, editing, like making the thumbnails and all that like technical stuff is going to be hard. So I'm going to probably be learning as I go, and that's okay, but it's going to be tough and I'll probably be a little slow. The second part, I think, is myself. I think it'll be, like right now, it feels a little awkward to be talking to a camera when there's no one in the room. Luckily for me, I'm a performer. Stay tuned, like I will explain that maybe in another video, but so I kind of can, you know, talk to someone or something that's not responding back to me, but it is going to be really awkward, and I think that's just going to be something to get used to and not be like anxious about or anxious in front of. So I think that's probably going to be like the hardest challenges, both which are surmountable, but both which are kind of like awkward at the beginning. So this video in like a few years might be really cringy. So hey, future self. And then question number 8, when did I start reading? So I think I mentioned that earlier. I don't even remember where I started. I think I must have been really young. I used to live near a library and I would bike ride to the library every weekend and pick up like books, use the internet. I got into adult fantasy when I was really young, and I started reading like the Wheel of Time series, a lot of books by like Tor, which is like a publisher that does a lot of adult fantasy. So I did that, and then I got into the Harry Potter series when the 4th book came out. So I remember all these things kind of happening when I was younger, but I can't remember when. I just have just been reading my whole life. I don't think I've ever stopped. I think I've always loved it. I've always been a bookworm. I've always had like boxes and boxes of really heavy books whenever I'm moving around. So just always loved it. 9th question is, where do I read? Anywhere. If I'm bored and I have my phone or my Kindle or even a physical book or an audiobook, I will read. Like if I have a really long 6-hour drive back to my hometown, where my parents are, I will read an audiobook. If I'm commuting to work, I'll read my Kindle or on my phone, and then when I'm at home, I'll read anything. Like generally I like to read physical books when I'm home because I really like turning pages. I don't know if I'm the only one that really likes the feel of the page and like turning the page and like touching the paper, but I'm one of those like tactical people as well. So I read anywhere. Like now that we're kind of confined to our homes because of the virus, I've been reading a lot on my couch, and then when it's time for bed, I kind of snuggle up on my bed and I read there. So yeah. And then the last question is, what kind of books do you like to read? So I think I also mentioned that earlier a little bit, but my main type of books that you'll probably see, at least for now, are fantasy books. I've always loved fantasy. I like high fantasy, I like middle fantasy, like light fantasy. I've liked all that kind of stuff, and that's like mostly what I read, like mostly what you'll see here. And then I do like some contemporary, and I also like, I don't think you can see it, but like up here I have a bunch of like emotional intelligence, like a lot of like sociology books, psychology books, like things to teach you about things. I also have like a degree in neuroscience, so I have some like neuroscience books up there. So those are kind of like the books I read. I read for enjoyment, but I also read for learning. So you'll see both kinds. But I'm also kind of trying to get into like more classics, some more like fiction or non-fiction that might not be fantasy. And then I'm also trying to get into some thrillers and some horrors. I've never really read horror like books before, and I don't really watch horror movies either because I don't like to get scared at night. But I'm trying to get into like different genres, which I think is why like this whole YouTube channel is going to be a really great like venture for me and for you guys. If you guys want any recommendations, feel free to comment below or get on my Instagram, which is at Kisti Reads, just like this YouTube channel. But yeah, I think, so that's all the questions, and I think that's like what I have now. I'm so excited to start getting some other videos done, but I wanted to start with this intro video, so it's nice to meet you all, and I hope that you enjoyed this video. Please subscribe if you liked it, because I will be posting more really fun things, probably more sassy, more animated stuff, and I'll be showing more books than just what you see behind me in the next few videos. So yeah, thank you.